One in Lexington is breaking barriers and making some uncomfortable conversations much more comfortable. Lauren Hunter-Smith recently started a death doula service.
Yeah, it's the first of its kind in central Kentucky, and it's gaining notoriety for its frank discussions. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy investigates.
So this first section is just about this document, who you choose to be your proxy. Section 2 is really kind of about the extent to which you want to be treated.
Talking legal logistics is sometimes common over coffee and pastries.
Body prep, we've talked a little bit about.
Talking about death, though,
you are shrouded and put into a natural container.
Isn't really a breakfast norm.
If you have questions, just ask them.
Unless you're Lauren Hunter-Smith.
I do like to talk about autopsies a bit. In general, it is really invasive.
She's a self-proclaimed ghoul who launched a unique business at the start of the year.
I am a death doula in addition to being a home funeral guide.
Hunter-Smith did not take the traditional route of mortuary school.
The funeral rule, which is a 1984 overhaul of our death industry system, says that you as an individual have the right to care for your own dead.
She did study funerals, hospice, and other end-of-life care.
If you're dying at home, that's not something that can happen.
And she has walked more than 40 clients through the uncomfortable path of planning death.
It's tremendously helpful for grief.
She uses her experience to help people plan their final experience.
I feel like people don't realize that they can even do these things. I feel like they don't realize that you don't have to be embalmed. You don't have to have a vault over your grave. You don't have to do those things. There are options. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting a traditional funeral, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to.
She meets with clients where they're comfortable, in their homes, and sometimes in small classrooms.
The best time to form a plan is when you don't need it. It's really important that that plan happen before it needs to go into place, or it's not effective. You know, after 2 years of a pandemic and just constantly being surrounded by death and sickness, I think we were all kind of more open to it.
Her interest in end-of-life care started long before the pandemic.
And it's just about learning about what you can do in those moments when you feel kind of awkward and you don't know what to do, but you want to be nurturing and comforting.
Her motivation to turn her interest into an industry started with COVID.
I had a personal loss to COVID, and it was the worst way to see a person go. It was just gruesome. And I felt really powerless in it, and this has really allowed me to kind of gain a little bit of that power back.
Now, she helps others gain power and peace.
And it's important. I mean, we plan everything, but we don't plan death, and it's one of our 2 guarantees in life.
In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Hunter-Smith is currently studying green burial. She wants to one day open a natural cemetery in Kentucky. For now, she offers private consultations and public workshops at Good Foods Co-op.